Hey guys, you've probably heard new mini expansion coming out January 21st. So either today or tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this. And it's going to be crazy, maybe. We don't know. But everyone's doing the review of the new cards, 35 new cards. I'm giving a real simple 30 card review. And I usually do a lot more complex. But today, this is just for fun. We're going to do it nice and simple. We got 3 reviews. We got garbage, we've got pretty decent, and insane. Those are our only 3. Keeping it simple. It's either garbage or insane. There's no in between, and there is pretty decent, but there's not that much of a nuance. So here we go. First, we got Illidari Scuddies. Discover an Outcast card. Your next one costs 1 less. This is real useful. It can have synergy with lots of different things. You know, even pen flingers used to be in Soul DH. You can use it to consistently draw, get an Outcast card, and you can even use it to get Skull on 5 if you really want to. So this is pretty decent. I don't think quite insane, but it's pretty decent. Next, we got Fellsaber. Can only attack if your hero attacked this turn. Obviously, very overstated. And reality is, while this card is good, it doesn't really fit into any current archetypes. I don't think it's meta defining, but I'm gonna go with pretty decent. Dreaming Drake, taunt, corrupt, +2/+2. There are almost never dragons that cost this little, and it has great synergy with Breath of Dream. So once Breath of Dream rotates, which will rotate at the end of this year, I'm not sure if this will see play, but it is definitely, for its synergies and its corruption, that kind of has synergy with big stuff. I'm going to go with pretty decent. Arbor up. Summon 2/2 Trents. Give your minions +2/+1. We're thinking about it. This is always summoning 2 4/3s for 5 mana, which already ain't bad. But you have any sort of board, it's giving it +2/+1. That's pretty much a Savage Roar without your hero power. Incredibly good in token decks. Could be good in any deck. This card just might be so insane it might just be used in every Druid deck. I'm not sure. I just think this card's really good. I'm going with insane. Bullet Shot, deal 1 damage to a minion and 2 damage to its neighbors for Hunter. Going with garbage. Saddlemaster, after you play a beast, add a random beast to your hand. These cards have been really successful in the past year. We got World Cake Mixer. We got Veil Weaver. I can't pronounce that card. So those cards have seen a lot of success. This is the same kind of thing. If beasts are good, this card's going to be good. If beasts are bad, this card's going to be bad. So I'm going with pretty decent on this one. Add a biscuit to your hand that refreshes 2 mana crystals. In theory, decent in Cyclomage, but you have to use a card. I'm going to go with garbage. Glacier Racer, Spellburst, deal 3 damage to all frozen enemies. This can be used on face. In theory, this is cool, but these kind of synergies are a lot more annoying to pull off than you can. A frozen minion doesn't even need to be damaged, so you have to use a frozen card that normally gives you the advantage of, well, you can just procrastinate the card and kill it later. So I don't think this is good, but it is a 1/3. But still, I'm going to go with garbage. I don't think it's good. Libram of Judgment. This is a Libram, so it gets discounted like other Librams from our Libram effects, and corrupt, gain lifesteal. This is an Ashbringer with lifesteal that can go as low as 1 mana. This card's insane. We're going with insane. Imprisoned Celestial, dormant for 2 turns. Spellburst, give your minions Divine Shield, so you could play it, have a bunch of stuff. Spellburst, give all your minions Divine Shield. This sounds cool until you realize you're never going to pull it off. You're an aggressive deck. You want minions right now. If you're rushing even things with brooms, well, actually you won't want things to die, so you can use your lever multiple times. So I'm going to go with garbage. This is utter trash. You will never play it. Your healing effects also give your minions +2 health. This card seemed good at first in a world where Tempo Priest and board-based priests are good, but in a world where Inner Fire and Divine Spirit don't exist, And High Priest of Met used to be absolutely insane. And then the way Priest is designed now, any card that's a Priest card that doesn't give value is garbage. Like, we're not going to be, like, we can give all our minions +2 health, and it still takes us to kill, but takes us 4 turns to kill our opponent. So, in theory, this seems great, but we're going to have to use so much value on this to just get a bunch of weak, high health minions. It's garbage. Utter garbage. But this could be good in the old Priest, but in the new Priest, it's garbage. Battlecry, reduce, this is a legendary Dark Inquisitor Xanish. Battlecry, reduce the cost of all corrupt cards in your handed deck. This is one of those cards that, oh my god, corrupt cards, now it's easier to get them off. I don't know if you guys know, there's the 5/4, I'm blanking on her name. She was, because she's so irrelevant. She's 4 mana, 5/4. Everyone thought it was going to be saying in Descent of Dragons, reduce your cost of your dragons by 2. Everyone thought she was going to be insane. She was garbage, or at least like slightly above garbage. This card's even 1 more mana. It's understated, and dragons are a lot better cards than corrupt cards. Corrupt cards are garbage. This card's garbage. Put it in the trash. Shenanigans. When your opponent draws their second card in a turn, transform into a banana. This card's going to be really annoying, like Bamboozle, but still garbage. We just want better secrets. We're not playing this card. Spark Joy Cheat. Battlecry. If you're holding a secret, cast it and draw a card. Pretty good on there. Like, this is kind of similar to the old, what did he would say, Jujaka Jujama. But he was the 2/4 from this is old Rastakan's Rumble, where you would get a free secret if you had a secret in play. This is kind of similar. You have a secret in hand. You don't lose value. You get the secret. So this is actually, in a way, a little better. You just have to have the secret in hand. But that being said, you're going to have to give up something. The rogue lists are so tight right now. But that being said, I think the fundamentals of this card are very efficient. You play a secret, you don't lose value. Rogue has a very natural turn 2 play they want to do anyways. They have a weapon, so you can play this on 3. So I'm going to go with pretty decent. Mist Runner, Battlecry, give a friendly minion +3/+3 over low 1. This is Bone Mare Light. Little less stats, little less buff, overload, less mana. Bone Mare shall play even at 8 mana, especially at 7 mana. That being said, this doesn't really fit in any current Shaman archetypes. Evolved Shaman doesn't want to use this. Enhancement Shaman doesn't want to use this. That being said, just because it's not currently used, doesn't mean an archetype of this. So I'm not really sure what this will see play currently in, but that being said, I'm going to go with pretty decent. Landslide, deal 1 damage to all enemies. If you're overloaded, deal 1 damage again. First you think, oh, the 4 mana dragon, that's 5/7, overload 2. This seems really good with that. But that's when you have 6 mana, you have 2 cards, and you're wanting to be overloaded for 2. You can deal 4 to all. What deck runs this? Are you really going to play this in an aggressive Shaman deck? Are you going to play it in a defensive Shaman deck? The problem is defensive Shaman deck, control Shamans don't really want to overload them usually. Sometimes they do. So realistically, while this card in theory is strong, in practice the synergies aren't naturally there. The way the deck is going to build will never really make it worth it to run this card. So I'm going to go with garbage. This card's garbage. Backfire. Draw 3 cards. Deal 3 damage to your hero. A lot of people in my chat thought this card was great. But the reality is we live in a world where we have 2 guide hero powers. And we can go hero power. So this card, if we look at the math on it, it costs 3 mana. It deals 3 damage to ourselves. And we gain 2 cards total because we use up a card. So it's +2 cards for 3 mana, 3 damage. Now with our hero power, we can do +4 damage and draw 2 cards for 4 mana. So this is better than our hero power. That being said, we have to put this crappy card in our deck instead of a good card. Sometimes we're going to overdraw to tap 3. When we can run 2 guys, we can get way cheaper draws. What deck run is it? Is a Control Warlock running this? No, they don't want to take the damage. I mean, if this card healed me for 3, I would like it. But I don't really want to get damage. Warlock struggles with life. This is just garbage. This will never see play, except maybe in Mecha Cthulhu Wild lists where they just want to draw literally as fast as possible. That's the only thing I could see it playing, but this is garbage. Envoy, Rustwick, Death Rattle, Shaman 3, Prime Legendaries in your deck. In theory, Prime Legendaries. Until you realize Prime Legendaries are bad. You don't really want them. You don't need them. Like it's, you know, you don't get the choose which one. They're super late game. Control Warlock already sucks. Like we don't really need Fatigue. It messes up. Like it's understated. This card's garbage. Like every other, at least Prime, has good stats for the cost. This is horrible stats for the cost. Garbage, will not see play. Spiked Wheel has +3 attack while your hero has armor. So this would actually be good in Odd Warrior and Wild, potentially. Maybe not even enough to pick the cut, but you know, you play this on 1, you go hero power 2. But the problem is, realistically, am I going to cut Ankar for this? Am I going to cut all these insanely good weapons to run this card that I have to hero power every time I do it against an aggressive deck? No, I'm not. So even though in theory this looks really good, in practice it's going to be garbage. So garbage. Battle Cry, if your hero has armor, gain +2/+2. 3 mana, 4/6. That's great until you realize, well, if I'm an aggressive deck, do I want to be hero powering on 2? And if I'm a defensive deck, well, my opponent is going to play a minion and then knock away my armor, so I'm not going to be able to do this. So I'm going with garbage again. Resizing Pouch. Discover a card with cost equal to your remaining mana crystals. So this is really interesting card. You can always fill out your curve with it. You can use it in Hunter to just like get a nice minion play, but Druid, there's a lot of fancy things you can do this. You can use this with Auctioneer. You can use this with Exotic Mount Seller. Like you can do Exotic Mount Seller on 8. Go 8 mana, play Exotic, and play this, and then you get a 0 mana card for free, which you can get like the 0 mana Druid. This card's almost insane, but I'm not quite convinced. But I'm gonna go with pretty good. So Nitro Boost Poison, give a minion +2 attack, corrupt your weapon. Oh my god, this is gonna be running Aggro Rogue. They're gonna wreck you. It's so much damage. It's so much efficiency. I hate this card because I'm gonna get owned with Zoo, which I love with this card. So this card's insane, and I'm not happy to say that, but it's insane. This also will see play in Wild in Kingsbane Rogue. So guess what? If you hate Kingsbane Rogue, you're gonna hate it a little more. Fellfire, Deadeye. Your hero power costs 1 less. 2 mana, 2/3. Basically, you get free hero power once, and if it survives, you get them every turn. That's pretty decent. I'm going with pretty decent. Imprison Phoenix, dormant for 2 turns, spell damage +2. This has really natural synergy with our dude. Guys, you can see I am the worst at remembering names. I'm actually going to be doing trivia with Raren next week, and you can see I'm going to lose really bad because I can't remember the true power comes from blah blah blah, the 3/6. But the 3/6 mage card, 5 mana from Skullman's Academy, that does 1 damage to everything, increased by spell damage. You play this on 2, you wait it dormant, then you coin it out on 4, or vice versa. You could do this on 3 and 5. So you know what? That's pretty decent. And you know what? Mage kind of likes spell power. It works with this, so I'm going to go with it pretty decent. This has a really lot of nice natural synergies with Mage, so I really like this card. Not sure if it'll be enough to carry Mage, but it's a real nice addition to already kind of the synergy with already established Mage decks. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. It is an elemental, so it has synergy with our elemental allies, I believe, where you play 2 elementals in a turn in a row. So tons of synergies. This card is like designed to, I feel like, to improve previous lists. So I'm really hoping this is going to put Mage on the map. Barricade, summon a 2/4 guard with taunt. If it's your only minion, summon another. Well, people say, oh, we're going to play in a big warrior. 4 mana 2/4 taunts. In theory, that's pretty good. That being said, in a world where there's a 4 mana 2/5 taunt that gives you a weapon that you don't have to have another minion, there's no conditions. I just don't think this is going to make the cut. I think people are thinking, you know, dual paladin or some of these big warrior stuff. And you know what? Those decks are garbage. This deck's going to be garbage. It's going to be garbage. You know, it's going to be played in garbage cards, and maybe it'll be good in garbage decks. Sorry. But at the end of the day, this is garbage. Guidance. Look at 2 spells. Add 1 to your hand. Overload to get both. You know what? This is pretty efficient. 1 mana or 2 mana gain 2 if you want. 1 mana not. I'm not really sure, but like it does. It has the druid synergy. So it does. Druid really likes small spells. I'm not sure if this will see play in shaman, but you know what? I think this is pretty decent. Has natural synergies. I could see it seeing play. Hysteria. Choose a minion. It attacks random minions until it dies. You put this on the right minion. You can put it on your opponent's minion or your board, like something with a lot of attack, a lot of health. It can wreck their board, and it's going to do it till it dies. So it's going to die. It's going to kill a bunch of other stuff. You know what? I'm going with insane. This card is so good. Might put Control Priest and Control Warlock back on the map. It's just gonna be so efficient. Control Warlock already has Dark Skies and other good 3 mana spells, but I feel like Priest might benefit a lot more from this card. You can use it to, so I think this just is very useful. It can be a full board clear if you do it right. So I'm going with insane. Lucky Soul Hoarder, Battle Cry, shuffle 2 fragments to your deck, corrupt, draw a card. Like this is like a we get some soul fragments, we potentially get a card, but what deck am I want to play? I might want to play this in a big deck, where I have a 3 mana card that's slightly useless earlier on. Or do I really want these soul fragments? I think this is one of those cards that looks decent, but in reality, it's garbage. So that's what I'm going with, garbage. Rally. Resurrect a friendly 1 cost, 2 cost, 3 cost minion. This card is so cool. I really like this card. You put Injured Tolver in your deck. You put Injured Blade Master in your deck. You put something else for 1 drop. You revive this. I wish Combo Priest were back because this card would be so good on Combo Priest. I don't know. And also because it's dual class, it also be in Paladin. There might be some really cool synergies. This is a build deck. I really like this card. It could be garbage. It could be insane. So because of that, it could be either garbage or insane. I'm going to go with the middle ground, pretty decent. I know that's a cop-out. I want to say insane, but realistically, it might just be pretty decent. So Crab Rider, Rush, Wind Fury. I don't think there's ever been a Wind Fury minion with like a decent amount of health line. You can use it in any deck. So decks with buffs, like you could put it in a Paladin deck. I think this card actually, I want to almost put it into. I want to put this card into even Paladin. I feel this card in Wild might put even Paladin on the map. Honestly, while I could say at least pretty decent, part of me just instinctively thinks this card, because it's a Rush 1/4, which is good stats. It's got the Wind Fury. I think this card might just be insane. So I'm going to go on the whim and take a little risk and say this card's insane. Only true weakness is a Hungry Crab. So Keyboard and Ivory, discover a dual class spell from any class. Spellburst, get a copy of it. Oh boy, I can play an understated card to get some random card for the classes that already have plenty of value if they're playing it this way. If I'm Rogue, I want high tempo. I don't need this big, clunky kind of 5 mana card to get a bunch of value that isn't necessarily that great. Mage might run it in a Highlander Mage, but Highlander Mage isn't even making the cut. So I'm going to go with garbage. I think this is trash. Sorry, I know it's one of the fun legendaries, but I'm going with garbage. Armor Vendor. Give 4 armor to each hero. I don't know if you guys know another card. I'm blanking on the memory. It's the 1 mana 2/2 where she goes, oh, drink the potion. Oh, what is it? But it's the 1 mana 2/2 where Death Rattle. Both heroes gain 4 health. That card saw so much play. It was so good. This card's the same ideal, but it's not even vulnerable to Death Rattle effects. So if you're a deck that wants to kind of gain health, kind of have a 1-drop, but have a little bit more health, play defensively, you don't really care about being aggro, you're gonna love this 1-drop. So I think this card's insane. I'm going with insane. I think this card's gonna see so much play. Runaway Blackwing. At the end of your turn, deal 9 damage enemy. People saying, oh, it's Rag Light because you can go face. It's not, and on top of it, it's got Dragon Synergy. So I think if you're, playing at bronze regularly and you're seeing tons of Res Priest, you might see this card and think it's really good. But that being said, at my level, they're gonna play this, and you're gonna hit one of the 1/1s from the rogue that you're playing against. So, but somehow you got to 9 mana with this card. The rogue is gonna Shadow Step the Prize Plunderer, play it twice, generate a bunch of value, kill your runaway, and make a 12/12 Edwin. Like, that's what's gonna happen on 9 mana. While you did a 9 mana 9/9 that was easily killed and killed a 1/1. So this card on the surface looks really cool, but the part of the power even of Ragnaros is it could go face with its effect immediately, where this can't even do that. So I'm going to go with garbage. I know people think this card's good, but it's garbage. Letting you know right now. Death Warden. Death Rattles can't trigger. People are saying, why wouldn't I just run Silence? 1, because this is a 3 mana 2/5, so it's not even bad stats. 2, you get this on the board, and you can use it as many times as you want. You can get rid of so many Death Rattles. You can destroy a board of Librams. Honestly, this card's borderline insane, but it is a tech card. So I'm not going to quite go insane. I'm going to go with pretty decent. Moonfang can only take 1 damage at a time. So this card is really one of those really interesting cards I really want to try out. You can run it in Guardian Druid, and it can charge into something that's basically got a little Divine Shield in a way, because it only takes 1 damage. It goes down to a 6/2. You can put the Taunt card on it, the 2 mana Druid card that gives you +1/+3 whenever you have 7 mana or more. It costs 0. It's 2 normally. All of a sudden, this is a 7/6 that's going to take 6 hits to go through. So I actually think this card's insane, especially because it's a neutral. I think in the right deck, this card has so much deck building potential. I think it's going to see play. I just think it's going to be so annoying to remove. So I think that this card, I'm not sure always going to see play, but as a neutral, it could be put in any class. So, I'm not saying it's insane in every class, but I'm going to say there's going to be some deck that this card's insane in. So, insane. All right, and that is it. So, hope you guys found that interesting. Yep. And make sure to check out the expansion on January 21st. Have a good one, guys.